जना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Welcome all of you for the Srimad Bhagavatam class this morning. We are reciting from Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto, 29th chapter, text number 6. Sakhaya indriya gana ज्ञानं कर्म च यत्कृतं शक्यस्तद्वृत्तयः प्राणः पंचवृत्तिर्यथो रगः। सखाय इन्द्रियगणा ज्ञानं कर्म च यत्कृतं शक्यस्तद्वृत्तयः प्राणः पंचवृत्तिर्यतो रगः। सखाय इन्द्रियगणा ज्ञानं कर्म च यत्कृतं सख्यस्तद्वृत्तयः प्राणः पंचवृत्तिर्यथो रगः। सखाय इन्द्रियगणा सख्यस्तद्वृत्तयः प्राणः पंचवृत्तिर्यथो रगः। सखाय इन्द्रियगणा ज्ञानं कर्म च यत्कृतं शक्यस्तद्वृत्तयः प्राणः पंचवृत्तिर्यथो रगः। सखाय इन्द्रियगणा ज्ञानं कर्म च यत्कृतं सख्यस्तद्वृत्तयः प्राणः पंचवृत्तिर्यथो। माताजी Sakhaya indriyaganaha jnanam karma cha yat kritam sakyah tat vrittaya pranaha panchavrityar yatharagaha. Sakhaya indriyagana jnanam karma cha yat kritam sakhyastat vrittaya pranaha panchavrityar yatharagaha. Sakhaya, the male friends. Indriyaganaha, the senses. Jnanam, knowledge. Karma, activity. Cha, also. Yat kritam, done by the senses. Sakyaha, female friends. Tat, of the senses. Vrittayaha, engagements. Pranaha, the life air. Panchavrittihi, having 5 processes. Yatha, like. Uragaha, the serpent. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. The 5 working senses, which means karmendriyas, and the 5 senses that acquire knowledge, which is jnanendriyas. So the jnanendriyas are eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. By these 5 senses we receive knowledge of the world outside us. By seeing, smelling, tasting, hearing and touching. So these are 5 knowledge acquiring senses. And the 5 working senses are hands, legs, genitals, rectum and speech. These are 5 working senses. And by the working senses we do activity, like you walk with your legs and use your hands to count or play piano, or if somebody comes to attack you, you punch back, isn't it? Or lift objects. Or you can play mridangam, or do arati for the Lord. So use your hands, working senses. Legs are used for walking, climbing and activity. Similarly, the genitals are for procreation purpose. Similarly, the evacuation sense for evacuating. And the speech also is a working sense, the speech. So, in this way, these are 5 working senses. Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas. The 5 working senses and the 5 senses that acquire knowledge are all male friends of Puranjani. The living entity is assisted by these senses in acquiring knowledge and engaging in activity. We acquire the knowledge where the gulab jamun is kept. And then hands go and pick it up to eat it, isn't it? So you figure out, with the ears you hear, somebody makes announcement, it's kept in the fridge. You attentively hear it. And then you go and open the fridge and take it out. So the working senses assist in your enjoyment. The engagements of the senses are known as girlfriends. And the serpent, which was described as having 5 heads, is the prana or life air, acting within the 5 circulatory processes. There are 5 types of air. You will see the brahmanas generally when before they eat the food, they will say pranaya swaha, apanaya swaha, vidanaya swaha, samanaya swaha, like that. In this way, then brahmane swaha, brahmani atma, amritatvaya, like that they say, and then they take, because these 5 airs move in 5 directions. One air goes out, one air goes in, one air circulates like this. Udana vayu comes out. So in this way, the prana, udana, vyana, samana. In this way, the different airs are called the 5 serpents, which are traveling with this jiva. So the jiva has the 5 types of life air, which are necessary for the functioning of the body. Whenever there is some dislocation of airs in the body, in pocket, sometimes people get paralysis, right? No? Somebody gets paralysis, or sometimes you get pains in the muscles, or spasms. You get the vata dislocation, we say. So the airs are required for the smooth functioning of the body also. And also the 5 jnanendriyas will give you information about the world around you. And the karmendriyas help you to act and fulfill your desires. In this way, these are all assisting the jiva in his search for enjoyment. Like that is saying. So in the purpose says, Krishna Bahirmukahaya Bhogavancha Kare Nikatastamaya Tare Japatiya Dhare. Because of his desire to enjoy the material world, the living entity is dressed with the material gross and subtle bodies. He's saying. So subtle body is like a banyan. Gross body is like the shirt. And you are inside both. The soul is inside. So we are wearing two dresses, Prabhupada is saying. One over the other. You are wearing a subtle body, over that you are wearing a gross body. Why these two bodies are given to me? Because of his desire to enjoy the material world. So because we want to enjoy the material world, these two bodies are necessary. Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Gaur ki. So the material desires are stored in the subtle body, which is mind, and the gross body is used for executing those desires. So we need these two bodies while we are roaming in the material world for enjoying material pleasure. Say a point of time comes when you have only spiritual desires. Do you need these two bodies? You don't need these two bodies. The gross body and subtle body. Actually, the stoppage of the gross body is called death. Stopping of the subtle body is called moksha. And reviving the soul's original true position, muktir hitva anyata rupam svarupena vyavasthiti. When he becomes situated in his original svarupa, that is called as svarupya siddhi. So that is complete liberation, not partial liberation. So the first one which I told you, stopping of the gross body, that happens to everybody very easily without making any special effort. Body lives for a while. After 70, 80, 90, the body stops functioning. Some part goes, it goes out of order. Sometimes multiple organ failure also. So the body fails, stops functioning. Then you call it death. But then the soul, wrapped in the mind of the subtle body, comes out of the body, and then the mind is having material desires. I want to enjoy, I want to enjoy. So according to our propensity for enjoyment, we get into another body. So one more gross body is given. And in that body, we make an effort to enjoy. Like that, soul keeps moving. Lord Kapila says, Jarayatyashu yakosham, nigirinam, analo yatha. Just as the wood is burned by fire into ashes, like that, when all our material desires are finished, the subtle body is also finished, he says. Then one gets liberation, moksha from this world. But as long as there is attachment and aversion, there is hankering and lamentation, as long as there are desires, material desires in the subtle body, one is again and again repeatedly awarded gross body. So the gross body is a precipitate of the subtle body. You know what is a precipitate? Like sometimes in a centrifugal device, if you see a liquid, it will be transparent completely. It will be looking very like glossy color, transparent. But you rotate the centrifuge with a crankshaft. When you rotate it, it goes like this very, very far. Then you find a white precipitate is formed at the bottom, you will see. That means where did the white precipitate come from? It was inside the transparent liquid only. But when you, by centrifugal action, you can bring it out. Similarly, this gross body has precipitated out of our subtle body only. Subtle body has desires. To suit the desires in my subtle body, this gross body has come. Just like, look at this hall now, everybody is wearing a particular type of dress. That dress has come out of their mind only. Why am I saying that? You like certain colors which you like to wear. Of course, brahmacharis have no choice. They have to wear saffron only. Or white or saffron. But others, you like to wear a certain type of... How many of you agree you have a color choice, correct now? If you are going to a shop, will you choose any cloth or you will choose according to your choice? Yeah. Somebody likes a checked shirt, somebody likes a stripped shirt, somebody likes plain shirt, somebody likes light color, darker color. And the type of dress also. One person may wear one type of... One likes to wear formals, one likes to wear informal. Similarly, men, women, they choose different dresses. Similarly, we have chosen our material bodies in the same manner. So we all have chosen our bodies. Of course, it's not only your own choice. You should have the ability to pay also. Like you go to a shop and say, oh, I like this shirt and pant very much. Pack it for me. He will tell you it's 5,000 rupees. Are you ready? He may say, sorry, I only have 1,000 in my pocket. And go to the another section. There you get simpler dresses. Huh? So your ability to pay is your karmic reactions that you carry. Huh? Good karma or bad karma. That is your pocket. That's the money in your pocket. Huh? And your desire, what you desire, what you deserve. Two Ds, you can remember. What you desire, what you deserve. Accordingly, you will be given the dress. Hmm. Of course, we all can desire anything. Somebody may say, I desire to be a billionaire. Somebody may say. Huh? The desire alone is not enough. You should have done punya accordingly. So in this way, the jiva wanders in this world, getting different bodies. That's what he's saying. Because of his desire to enjoy the material world, the living entity is dressed with material gross and subtle bodies. Thus, he is given a chance to enjoy the senses. The senses are therefore the instruments for enjoying the material world. Consequently, the senses have been described as friends. Sometimes, because of too much sinful activity, the living entity does not get a material gross body, but hovers on the subtle platform. This is called ghostly life. Because of his not possessing a gross body, he creates a great deal of trouble in his subtle body. Thus, the presence of a ghost is horrible for those who are living in the gross body. So, we are given senses, but we do not know in this world what to do with our senses. Many times, before coming to Krishna consciousness, everybody has experienced. Whatever is instinctively pleasure giving, we go for it, thinking that that's what my senses want to do, and I will do it. So, whether it be eating, or whether it be sex life, whether it be playing, anything that one desires to enjoy in this world, one goes for it, immediately considering the pleasure involved in it. But then you see that there are many pleasures in this world which appear like pleasure in the beginning, but eventually they become like poison. As Krishna says, huh? Yadadagre amriteva parinama vishopamam. Initially it's like nectar, eventually it turns into poison, he says. Just like Prabhupada writes in one another purport, when a boy and girl, they see each other, they feel attraction principle to each other, and they want to come near and then connect, and then they connect. Even before marriage, when they connect, they try to go here, go there, spend money, enjoy eating, and then get closer. And later on, they get into complication, and marriage doesn't happen many times. Parents don't permit, and then turns into poison. Either it is broken love or broken marriage. Her boy is unqualified. Girl's parents are not ready to give the girl to him. Then they commit suicide, or sometimes they live in depression. So then it turns into poison. Initially, it was like nectar. Now it became poison. So therefore, intelligent people, nati ramate buddha, it says. Intelligent people are agreeable to follow the path laid down by the Lord. Lord doesn't prohibit marriage. The Lord says that one has to come together on a sacred tie. Both parents come together, and because parents don't go by the pleasure, they go by long-term welfare of the children. Correct? No, they think about, if they are devotee parents, they will want to see that the child will be able to continue devotion service lifelong. Or even if they are pious parents, they will look for good qualities, character, and all. They just don't go by the pleasure because they have lived out their life. I mean, they have experience. So here comes the point of. So one very nice section of Gita that we can read is the 13th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Very interesting chapter it is. There Lord Krishna says, in this body, any living body, there are two kshetrajñas. Idam shariram kaunteya. All of you repeat. Kshetram ityabhidiyate. Evam yo veti tam prahuhu. Kshetrajñam iti tadvidaha. My dear Arjun, this body is like a field that is allotted to every jiva. And in this field lives a knower of the field, kshetrajna. And he is not the owner, he is the occupier. Now you may wonder, if he is occupier of the field, then the field must be owned by somebody. Who is that? That he tells in the next verse. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata kshetra kshetrajnayor jnanam yatta jnanam matam mama. Kshetrajnam cha api mam vidhi is saying, I am also another kshetrajna, is saying, in the same body. In which body am I situated? He says, Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. I am situated in all the bodies. Just like a king can say, I have 1,000 acres of land and I'll give one acre to each farmer. The farmer is the occupier of the 1 acre land. But the owner is who? King. So similarly, Krishna is the king, is the Lord. And he is the occupier of all the bodies and we are occupier of our own body. So who is the owner in our body? Krishna. And we are occupier. So these two, Kshetrajnas. But although both have the same name, one, like Shankaracharya says in his concluding statements, when he wrote all the Vedanta and everything, he says the most important thing, he says, is to know the difference between what is temporary and what is permanent. So one should analyze in life and understand with Viveka Buddhi what is temporary, what is permanent. Madhvacharya took that statement and said, sir, this is not the most important thing. More important thing is to know in the conscious entity in the body who is dependent and who is independent. That is more important, he said. So that is why Madhvacharya says like this. Shankara talks about one, Madhva talks about two. Because, yes, it is true, you need to know, Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekam. That is the Nididhyasanam that impersonalists practice. What is Nitya, what is Anitya? So they want to understand the difference between Sat and Asat, Jada and Chetan, Nitya and Anitya. That is perfect. But amongst those living entities who are all conscious, there are two. One is dependent, one is independent. So who is independent? Out of the two Kshetrajnas, who is independent? Krishna is that Kshetrajna who is independent. He is in all the bodies. And we are also Kshetrajna, but we are dependent. For example, say father's name is, say some Patil. You have seen Mr. Patil. Son is also called as Mr. Patil, correct, no? But one is a small Patil, one is bigger Patil. Correct? Like here in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, they have this name very commonly used, Reddy. So I had 5 Reddy friends in my college days. There was Srinivas Reddy, there was Ramachandra Reddy, Ramakrishna Reddy. So first I didn't know this, there are so many Reddys. I call, hey Reddy, come here. I said, which Reddy you are calling? They asked. So although everybody is Reddy, there is one is Father Reddy, one is Son Reddy, correct, no? Similarly, Krishna is like Father Reddy. And Jivas are like son, is a child. The two Kshetrajnas occupying the body, but one is a master, one is servant. This is very important to know. But now, although two are occupying the body, the small Jiva is also addressed by the name Purusha here, although he is not Purusha. Why is he called as Purusha? Because the Purusha is used for the name enjoyer. For example, in this world, Prabhupada says in the same lecture, Purusha Pakritisto, I was hearing, Prabhupada says the women dress very attractively in a way, that's why they are called as fair sex, Prabhupada says. And the man becomes attracted to the woman. So he is the enjoyer and she is enjoyed, Prabhupada says, in this world. That's the way it is seen. So Krishna is the enjoyer and all other things are enjoyed, including the jivas. We are all enjoyed. He is predominator, we are predominated. He is a master and we are servant. So servant is to be enjoyed by the master. Say for example, one of us is a driver working in a Jamindar's house. Jamindar is sitting behind in the car and I am the driver of Jamindar. I am driving his car. So the song that will go on in the car should be according to whose choice? Jamindar's choice or my choice? Jamindar's choice, correct, no? And the destination to which I have to take the car, it should be Jamindar's destination, his desire or my desire? Is it clear? Are you doubtful about this? So even when you go in Uber, Ola car also, when you sit, if they're putting some cinema music, first thing we tell them is, stop that. Now we have Hare Krishna music, we'll play now. Huh? So and he stops because he is, you pay him money and you are actually supposed to go in the car. It is according to your choice. If you don't want AC, you tell him stop the AC, correct? No? And you can sit. So the master has right over the servant, correct or not? Similarly, Krishna is the father, we are the son. If you are ready to sit in the same car with the father tells you, better you want to sit with me in the car, some conditions you have to follow. You have to put the belt. Hmm? In India, people put the belt like this from behind. You've seen that? They don't understand the purpose. The purpose of putting belt is to save you from accident. But you put from behind and just cheat. Huh? Like this, you put and you sit, and then when car hits somewhere, you will get your head smashed. Huh? Isn't it? So you have to follow some norms. You have to put the belt. You should not put your hand outside the window. Huh? You should not press any knob in the dashboard. You are supposed to follow some norm if you want to go with the father in the car. Hmm? But the jiva actually doesn't want to follow any rules, regulations. He wants to be as independent as the father. Huh? Father who is sitting on the driver's seat, he is more independent, but the child wants. So therefore the father gives him a toy car. Huh? Okay, you have a toy car. Even if you are acting very independently, it won't damage you as much as the big car can damage you. Huh? You can't